Geoscience Collection of the University of Bremen presents A Geological Journey Through Bremen, Episode 5, Fossils of the Bremen Stone. In this short film series, we have seen the great importance of the Bremen Stone, from its beginnings as sand grains to its use as a building stone, which was sent all around the world, and how it shaped the Renaissance period of Bremen. We have seen how other Wealden sandstones also hold treasures from the distant geological past of northern Germany, namely the giant dinosaur footprints which roamed the land. In this episode, we will find out which other living creatures were walking the land at the time of the Bremen stone's formation. The Geoscience Collection Bremen has been home to a large collection of predominantly fossils, but also rocks, minerals and the shells of present-day marine life since its establishment at the university in 1994. Around 200,000 specimens are present in the collection, which have been collected by scientists, traders and seamen of the past. A number of these fossils are hosted in the Bremen Stone. As we learnt in episode 2 of the series, the Bremen Stone formed at a time where northern Germany was partly underwater, where islands or sand barriers, continental plains and an inland sea typified the landscape. Rivers deposited sediment and carcasses into the sea and were home to a huge diversity of life. Sharks, various fish species, crocodiles, turtles, mussels, and many more animals thrived in these conditions. We can see how they lived by looking at trace fossils, which are geological records of behaviour and activities of the geological past, such as footprints, as we saw in the last film. Perhaps the most exciting find in the Bremen Stone is the Nordcredit crocodile skull, dating back to the Lower Cretaceous. The story behind its nickname goes back to its discovery in the Nordcredit Bank building, then on Obernstrasse in Bremen. Otto Stehr, a stonemason, was working on a corner of the building in 1945 after it was damaged during the war. He broke off a piece of rock where he found the interesting looking fossil, and it was brought to Johann Giles, a fossil preparator. Professor von Huene was the paleontologist who identified the fossil, and in 1964 it was first put on display in the service hall of the Nordcredit Bank. The skull, from a Goniopholis crocodile, is now kept in the Geoscience Collection at the University of Bremen. Turtle fossil remains are also found in the Bremen Stone. The Pleurosternon bullocky, named by Richard Owen, who also coined the term dinosaur, is proven to have been present in the northern Germany region. The fossil seen here, which is kept by the Geoscience Collection, was described by Hubert Ludwig in 1879, who then led the Übersee Museum. We can also see the foot skeleton of the turtle if we take a closer look at another specimen. Tree bark has also been found in the Bremen Stone, showing the likely close distance of the shallow waters to the mainland. This trunk is a piece of conifer, perhaps an Araucaria. Here we can see the cone of an Araucaria, with the seed still intact. It is approximately 8 centimeters high, and a present-day ginkgo leaf beside a fossilized one. So how do fossils form? Actually, at the start they are not fossils. They are living creatures living in various environmental settings, and when they die from old age, disease, or a catastrophic event which leads to a death assemblage, their soft parts are lost, but any hard features like bones and teeth have the chance to be preserved in the fossil record. Chemical, biological, and physical erosion lead to the breakdown of most remains, but on the rare occasion they may be partially or completely preserved. Sandstones, like the Bremen Stone, have a high porosity and permeability before they diagenetically alter, so fluids can get to any bone or organic material present within them, dissolving the bone or shell material. Mostly, the dissolved organic material was not replaced by minerals precipitating out of fluids percolating through the sandstone, and cavities were left. This makes it harder to find well-preserved body fossils in the Bremen sandstone, and generally in the Wealden sandstones. During this series, we have seen how important the Bremen stone has been for the city of Bremen, in shaping its architecture, but also making a mark for the city the world over in its use as a building stone in countries as far as the USA and Russia. This natural building stone, however, is not the only important rock in the city with an exciting history, as there is a large number of significant rocks with their own exciting history here in the city. Thank you for coming along on this geological journey through Bremen with us, and getting to know one of its most important and interesting building parts.